Welcome to the content meeting. This is our content migration update.
I thought this was a different meeting.
Well, nothing could be more classic than that.
I have a completely different Airtable open. Okay.
Well, let's just go ahead and both turn it, just so maybe you can see the color difference, just because you color code things.
Mine's our teal Airtable. Jason's is our blue Airtable.
I appreciate that you were trying to color match with my outfit.
He was coming to this meeting to talk about content migration. I thought when he said WAME content, he meant WebWAME content.
For those of you who are uninitiated, WebWAME is our acronym for Watch Us Build Wandering Aimfully, which is what this is.
So we need to get on the same page, okay?
Now, is that a we thing?
I mean, if you want me to get on your page, I can do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I also think maybe we should take some time to talk about WebWAME content.
I can't tell if our noses are on the same plane.
Are you okay?
I just, you know.
You're fine. I think we are.
I need a best boy.
So, best boy. So, what were you thinking about this meeting?
This was a content migration check-in to let the folks know at home how far things have come since we started this a couple weeks ago, what we have left, maybe some of the things we've learned, some of the big things we've been working on, and then really just to like walk away with this going, okay, here's, you know, we have an idea, because I feel like it's a little bit nebulous of what's left.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's probably like a good thing to have a meeting about.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly get
over to this one, the blue one.
Get this blue Airtable on open.
Now, how do you feel about having a content migration meeting?
I feel great about it.
All right,
I feel like it's necessary.
Feel like a good update to be had?
I'm probably just gonna let you take the old lead on this one. And I will catch up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's catch everybody up, just in case everyone at home
and didn't know what they came here
just
for.
Thought they were on
maybe they came here under different pretenses. They thought maybe this was a WebWAME content meeting. I mean, you'd be totally wrong, but maybe that's what you thought.
You'd be an idiot.
You'd be an idiot.
You'd be an idiot. Okay, so we have Jason Does Stuff and Made Vibrant, our two personal sites, which are being combined into Wandering Aimfully, one website. 407 previous articles between the two of us coming together under one roof. And we did the original content kind of beginning of this journey, the migration, where we took all those articles, put them in an Airtable. Caroline set this up wonderfully. And we decided that we will turn these 407 into 117-ish. I think the number was 117.
Yeah, we've added a few, but.
So it's actually still 117, which is kind of cool. Because I think we've added and subtracted, which is fun.
Cool, great.
So in the process, since we last started this, and I don't know exactly when that was, I could probably look it up. I want to look it up. I want this to be accurate on how long we've been working on this. So I'm going to go over to the Wandering Aimfully blog.
I'm with you.
And I am going to
If you did not watch or read about our whole content migration process, we already have a couple of posts up.
Yeah.
This one is our
solidifying plans for our email newsletter, fail payments, and content migration. We started June 6th. As of recording this video, it is June, not 6th.
And then June 13th is when we have the article about the Airtable.
Nice. So you can go back. I'll link those up in the description below this video if you want to go through and read those things, how we set up this entire process, how we got started. But the goal of this meeting is to talk about, first of all, how many tabs I have open, which is too many for me. I'm not even gonna look at your screen.
You almost have more than mine.
I mean, almost, but no.
No, you definitely do, because you have pinned tabs. Look at you.
Now, do you have another window?
Nope.
Wow, that's rare.
I know, I just restarted recently.
Okay, so we have 117 articles that we wanted to get to. Some of those are a lot more in depth. So we're taking, you're taking 37 articles and making them into one guide. So it's one article that's just very long. I took 4 articles or 5 articles and put them into one. So that's how a lot of that number is being boiled down from a bigger number to a smaller number. Now I'm curious, looking at this, how many do we have left? How many are not marked with a status of done? So I'm gonna let you sort.
I already did it. Well, we have 72 done.
We have 72
that are marked as done.
So 117.
Honestly, some of these aren't updated, like, but really it's just from my side.
So 45 left is what we have left. Articles to be migrated.
Yeah, but no.
Now,
I mean, like, I have 38 here as uncategorized, but a bunch of these are done.
Oh boy, this system really blew itself up.
Oh, sorry, no. Those check marks are just the ones that we tried to have by launch. That's fine. Okay, so you've gotten a lot farther than I have.
Yeah, so I basically got to a point, here's where I got to, everybody. I went through and reformatted an article from Jason Does Stuff to Wandering Aimfully, and I will do a little overlay for you to see the difference between the two of what a post used to look like on my site and what it will now look like. And in that process, with pretty much every single article, I definitely redid the header image because we have a whole different format for that. Pretty much updated some of the SEO stuff, which is a great thing to do because that's the whole point of the O in SEO, is that you kind of do it later. Once you get your bearings, you know what the article's about. If it's picking up traction for anything, you can improve upon it.
Not just move, Jason, but move and
improve.
We've got fun rhyming phrases for you.
I don't know why I said it that way. You'll have seen that, which is kind of cool to see how those came together and how they look different, which is fun. So I've done pretty much all of my singular articles that are being brought over and staying an existing article. I have not gone through and deleted and set up 301 redirects. That is like the very last thing we're gonna do in this process. So what I wanted to do with this meeting specifically was to go through our remaining guides and maybe just take one more look and say, is this still necessary? Should we just go through and do these articles as individuals? Does this guide need to exist right now? Trying to keep a little bit of our sanity here, knowing what we have left.
Well, exactly, because like, it's such a hard place to be in because like, I haven't had a big win in this category because my intentional living guide has been,
you started with the beast.
Yeah, I started with the beast, but I also started with the most important one for me is this like whole guide that combined a bunch of my articles that Ron made vibrant, and I wanted those to have new life and like a better life in a better article. But the problem is that it's like writing a book. I mean, it was like started out as like 45,000 words, and I've since cut it down to I think like 30,000. And this thing is gonna have images throughout it. I mean, it's really like your go-to resource of all the lessons that I've learned about living a quote unquote vibrant life, you know, according to your own values, understanding like who you are, what is your core self, what do you desire, what do you want out of your life, what are your values, how to make decisions in alignment with those values, how to bring intention to your everyday. I mean, it goes over everything. Like if you are in a stuck place and you want to live a better life, this is the place to go. So I started with the freaking Everest, you know? I mean, that's not true. I still got, 11 to 12 of my articles moved over before I did that. But it's just a weird timing thing for us to be having this meeting where especially because I had to take my eye off of that in order to go into the design place.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to have the meeting, was a little bit of just showing the people at home that things don't work out perfectly, that you want to say, I'm going to work on content migration for the next month, and it's all I'm going to work on, and it's going to be done.
Right.
And it just doesn't happen that way. I mean, it's like, even for us where we're not currently selling anything, we're not really making anything new, we don't have a lot of other distractions, we still have things that come up that derail us from this.
Well, yeah, and in this project, that's the whole thing about building something, is you're constantly in a state of prioritization and reprioritization. So, when we had some of the development hurdles that we had, it needed my attention to come off of that and then put together this doc for a developer. So, how do you want to go through these?
Yeah, if anything, I just wanted to look at, if we say that we essentially have about 6 weeks left before launch. And I would say, let's just be fair to ourselves, probably 4 good weeks of work with other things that are gonna go on. How much of this should we try and get done as intentional guides, and how much should we just come back to later on? So like one that has been sticking out to me in my mind is this getting started guide that I have.
Right.
And so I'm just popping this little thing open here so I can look through. I mean, this one alone has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 articles that our goal was to combine this into one. My gut is telling me that, and I'll give you 2 reasons why. My gut is telling me not to turn this one into a guide and to just transition these articles as I've done other ones. You'll do the same for 2 reasons. Number 1, seeing the intentional living guide and how long it's taken you. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get this done in a speed that you would because you're better at editing than I am. So I'm only going to be able to get it to a certain point, and then you're going to have to take over. That's going to take so long. And this is part 2. That was part 1. The article that I wrote 3 years ago that start a business with no money and no ideas is now ranking on the second page of Google for start a business, which is a pretty competitive keyword. And
for start a business?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do we get it to page number 1?
Well, I think if we turned it into the guide, it would.
Okay.
So it might be start a business with no money. Hold on, let me verify this.
Verify. We did, if you recall, we did prioritize 7 of these guides that we wanted to have done by launch. That seems, I mean, some of these though don't have a ton of. It's
start a business with no money. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's a very popular keyword though. It's 2.8 billion results. 2.8 billion. That is amazing. If you think about that just for a second, out of 2.8 billion things written on the internet, one that just weirdo Jason wrote
is in the top,
I think 30? 20 or 30 results.
Good job, babe.
Man, I really nailed it.
Okay.
Anywho, yeah, so I think what we should do is we should look at the ones that we prioritized, see what they need to be done, if they should stick with it or not.
Okay, so over on the Airtable, I did create a view called priority posts.
So here?
No. Good job.
Hey, bud, don't be itching your ear. I know the people want to know what you're up to, but hey, bud.
Facts.
Enough.
Thank
okay,
you.
So let's jump to the second one on this list, the getting out of debt.
Yep.
That one is done, except for I need 2 graphics from you.
Okay.
And then I just need you to look through it.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Oh, I also need you to make an expenses sheet.
Okay, I'm gonna mark that as post done in WordPress needs header image, which is basically like the last thing before.
That one probably needs like 2 hours of your time, and it'll be done.
Okay.
Which is great. So one of these 7 is close.
A goal for next week is to finish that guide.
Okay. Hey.
So I'm making a list of things for this upcoming week.
Now this is July 4th week, just so you know, I'm going to be like partying the entire week.
I know you are.
Okay.
Goals for July. Plaques!
Hey man,
sorry.
You gotta stop. Yeah, don't scream into the microphone.
Sorry.
Yeah. We're just used to yelling at our dog maliciously.
Finish debt guide images.
Also, there was a hair appointment on the calendar when we had a previous meeting already scheduled.
We're in like a super flexible phase. Okay, so building an audience, guide to building an audience. This only has 1, 2, I mean, that's probably gonna be hefty. Even though right now it only has like 6 posts, I feel like building an audience is a topic that we really want to be thoughtful about. So I am going to uncheck that and not have that one.
Oh, really? Sorry. You went too quick on that.
Oh.
This is one I think I can actually
get done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the majority of them are my articles. So when the majority of them are my articles, I can be very discerning and I can cut stuff out. But when it's yours, it's when I get a little nervous and I'm like, oh, what if I cut stuff out and she gets mad?
Well, she always gets mad.
She always gets mad.
Okay, so I added it back.
Cool. So I'm going to do this one on...
Most of these are yours, aren't
Working to live planning meeting on Monday. So I'm gonna do Tuesday. So building an audience guide. So I'm gonna start that on Tuesday, and I'm just gonna block off the majority of the day for that.
Okay. Okay, so you also have guide to selling, guide to sponsors, guide to working for yourself.
If I remember, the guide to selling doesn't have many in it.
It just has. Yeah, it has a lot in it.
Yeah, it does have a lot in it. Now, the majority of those are mine again. I can do that one.
Guide to sponsor or guide to selling?
Guide to selling, because I've probably done a lot. So I'm actually going to put that. What time are we going to Jen's on next Monday? Did she say a time?
She didn't say a time yet.
All right, so
if I had to guess, it'd probably be morning.
Jen meeting. Her dog is just huffing and puffing at the window. All right, so I'm just gonna say that it's that, and maybe I will start this the day before, which is a Sunday. we'll see. Because we're going to be on vacation that whole next week, so
Right.
not going to be working on it then.
So what about guide to sponsors, guide to working for yourself? He's sitting on my pile of things by my desk and my purse, and he's probably gonna lay there. Tangled. Man. He's got tangled.
Oh man, I wish my phone.
I know.
Telekinesis. Hold on.
Wouldn't
that have been amazing?
Yeah, what if it did?
And we got it on camera? God, that would have been fun. That would have been great.
Okay, focus.
What was that?
Okay, so we're in the priority posts.
Yeah.
Ow, my thumb.
Okay.
You're gonna do guide building an audience. You've already almost done getting out of debt. You're gonna do guide to selling.
Sponsors. That's the one you just brought up.
So the last 4 minus mine. Like, I don't know how realistic all of these are.
Guide to sponsors.
Are you done with all your other posts?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So all you have to worry about is guide.
So I feel like I can do the guide to sponsors. He's going through the cord forest. Okay.
Nailed it.
Lay down, bud.
Because right now you just have 1 post assigned to that.
So this is the Monday. No. Hey, come on, man.
How to get sponsors for your event conference blog.
Yeah, I have a whole Google Doc that was started by Seth for this that has everything in it. So I just need to start going through that. What I'm trying to do is look on the calendar. So we get back on a Sunday. There's probably no chance that I want to work on this on that following Monday. But then we have WAME recording the next couple days. Trying to think here. Maybe I'll try and do it. Guide to sponsors. Seth's doc. All right, I'm gonna just throw it on this day and see how that goes.
This day?
That's the 18th for me.
Okay, so that's why I think maybe we should at this point, instead of going all the way, like we're gonna get into like launch territory at that point.
Well, no, we still have a whole month.
Yeah.
And that's why why we backed our launch date out to August 22.
Okay.
So guide to working for yourself. So this was another biggie. This one had a bunch of. So maybe this is one. I think I'm gonna. So what did we say about the guide to starting? We said we were gonna leave that as articles, individual articles.
Said that. Guide to getting started.
I kind of want to just leave these as individual articles too, and let's just.
That's fine. I think that we should then, going forward, have it as a goal to get 1 guide done a month.
Right.
And we blocked that time off when we did our meeting about ongoing marketing commitments. We have that.
Time for content.
I don't think we did a lot of time.
No, we did like 4 hours a week.
Yeah, but 4 hours a week is, I think, good.
I mean, these guides take like 40 hours.
Yeah.
I spent that long.
But we both have 4 hours a week.
You do.
So really, that's like 30 hours.
Okay.
In a month.
So individual posts, those are kind of easy. So I'm going to do some getting started articles, format WAME. So I'm just going to do some of those on Monday. And then that's a guide. And then maybe I'll start doing getting started articles. WAME. So I'm just keep doing that here. And then maybe on, let's do this. So this is, what was that other one? Not getting started in business? Oh,
Too many tables open. Working for yourself.
Working for yourself. Articles. Format. Okay. And then we can kind of reassess from there. Because yeah, that's probably going to take me, between those 2 categories for my sites, I mean, that's easily 50 more articles to do. And each article was taking me on average about 2 hours, is safe to say, for each article. So that's 100 hours that I'm going to have to dedicate to doing those.
The guides?
Taking all the articles that were going to be in those guides and now just formatting them for the site.
Okay. I did miss that. I thought you were blocking off time on the calendar to do the guide. So which of those are you not turning into guides now?
Getting started in business, which is the first one, and then that one you just said, working for yourself.
So getting started in business wasn't on here.
Wasn't on our first launch list.
But guide to working for yourself, so you're not going to have that.
Right.
So then in the notes, I'll just put...
So format individual articles. For now.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'll go to... Here, I'll go to the guide that was getting started.
So yeah, I think we also need to... What I also wanted to do in this meeting was to look at all the remaining guides, because we have that like aren't even on the launch list. Like, if those guides don't get done by launch, that's fine, but all the articles that are within them have to get formatted.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so I'm looking at the list of guides that we have.
Mm-hmm. Where is that separated somewhere?
I just, yeah, it's not at the bottom.
Okay.
So it looks like 22.
Okay.
And the ones with the green check marks were what we
Wanted to have by launch.
wanted to have done by launch, which means that if we don't have them done by launch, all the rest of them we wanted to just, we have to still format those.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that just begs the discussion here of when are we doing those and when are we carving out time for those based on everything else we're doing.
Oh, that's helpful. Sorry, this field 11 is number of posts in guide.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, so that tells you how many articles are in.
Right, so
if you sum those up, that's 182 articles that are within those 22 guides.
Right. Right. And if each one takes about 2 hours to work on, that's 360 hours of work.
Of the articles?
Of just formatting the articles on the new site.
Right. Each article took 2 hours for you just to format?
On average, yeah. Because some articles took 20 minutes, but some articles took 4 hours because I completely rewrote them.
Mm-hmm. So I am proposing a different approach.
Propose or approach?
I say, and you're not going to like it because it's not efficient.
Ooh.
But it does, I think, get us to our goal of having content where we need to have content on the site.
Hey, man. Go ahead. I
think for any guides that we haven't yet started or that we don't feel confident that we can finish, like I a little bit feel like based on everything else we have going on that you're trying to get done 4 extra guides or whatever is like a little bit much.
Well, the sponsors one should be easy.
Okay.
What are the other ones?
Sponsor, building an audience.
Building an audience one should be, I mean, it's going to be work, but it should be easy. The selling one should be easy too. So I feel comfortable about
Okay, well, for the rest of them, I say that we just go transfer for transfer.
Hey, stop.
Like literally just transfer over, remove any or format any images that are already in there or remove them.
Hey, stop.
Just
lay down, lay down.
I'm trying to speak and Dad is being distracted because of you and he's not listening to me and I am a little bit upset with you for causing that to happen.
Yeah, here's the issue, everybody, if you just want to understand. The past 2 meetings we've had at 4 o'clock. Not a good time for us to have meetings in the future.
Because our dog EATS at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
He knows the word, which is why I'm spelling it.
Yeah, and so he gets real antsy around 4:30.
He knows
so this
the word
is
FOOD, he knows the word HUNGRY.
He just knows all the words.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably be able to see him sitting right there, which is hilarious. Okay, anyway, back to this because we need to get going here.
What I was gonna say is, except for those guides that we just mentioned in my intentional living guide, we should begin to just straight move things over. So nix the improving part of the move and improve for now,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can just get everything over. And then if we try to have a deadline of like, let's try to get everything over in the next 2 weeks, do you think it's possible to get everything over before we go on vacation?
What do we have on the calendar, Caroline? So this next week was kind of dedicated, the
To
later
workflows
half of the week was
for me.
workflows and working to live.
Yeah.
So from my side, I feel comfortable that I can get the audience guide done this next week and then maybe format some of these articles. But like the getting started group, that 31 articles, I won't even get that done before we leave for vacation.
Right.
I can certainly try.
Okay, well then let's say when we get back, that whole week of, let's say like July 16th to the 27th, that's 2 weeks. That's gonna, let's say that's our big project. It's
Well,
just getting everything moved over.
So the week of the 16th can't be because that's WAIM recording. We've already blocked it off on the calendar.
Yeah, but only 4 hours.
So I just put on the calendar these 2 blocks. So then the rest of the time we can also filter in formatting this week. So that's this week when we're doing the WAIM recording. Okay, you're on the same page.
Filtering, formatting.
Filtering, formatting, words. And then this next week was, I think, the other week that you just mentioned, which we don't currently have anything really planned.
Mm-hmm.
So let's also, I'm gonna block off big chunks of time.
Okay.
And who knows, like I have a feeling that we are going to like get into some of these, and like you just said, like if you can see that some of these have 3 articles in them, it's probably just a little bit more time to just make that into one article, and then that one actually does get done. So
Okay.
I think we can knock that off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good goal, but I think that's more realistic. Like
Yeah.
rather than just sort of like having it all floating out in the ether, it's more important to assign dates to all these things.
No, it's fine,
get
and
it done.
that's why I wanted to have this meeting, was so that we could actually come back to it and go like, okay, where are we? Assess how much time we have left, how much work is left,
Okay.
and just go from there.
Okay.
So, now, did you want to go through these just out of curiosity while we're sitting here and look at any of them and be like, this one I know I want to spend time on, or this one I know is going to be easy, or do you not want to worry about that right now?
I don't think I'm in a place where I don't think it's helpful to do that.
Okay.
I think we just stick to the time blocks that we put on the calendar and just start trying to get them at least just in, I mean, they're already in WordPress, but like get them to a place where they can
Right.
exist, have a header image, yada, yada.
Okay, so I feel like that's a good look at all the things that are in our content migration. Is there anything else you want to look at while we're in here? Do you feel good about it? Okay, last topic then is, do you want to try and come up with a point of doneness time for the intentional living guide? Do you want to try and finish that before we leave?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure. I honestly, that's my #1 priority aside from getting the doc to our developers.
Yeah.
So based on where it sits right now, I feel like I am going to try my very best to get the doc done by the end of the day tomorrow,
Okay.
based on everything else, so that we don't move, you know, anything else. And in that case, I won't be able to really get back into the guide until Tuesday, and then it's 4th of July, and then I'm doing workflows on Thursday. So like, I will be a miracle worker if I get it done by Friday, but I'm gonna try and do that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be done by Friday. It just has to be done by, we
By the
leave
next-
next
yeah.
Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want to block off time, let's say on like, I think Friday you might still be working on workflows, so maybe on Saturday and Sunday, that'd be like a weekend task. And you just put an intentional living guide after your hair appointment.
Yeah.
Do you want to move our newsletter meeting that's tomorrow to after your hair appointment on Tuesday, since your hair will be all zhuzhed up and you'll be ready to record?
Yeah, let's do that, and then I'll do the intentional living, or actually I'll just do the design doc instead.
Okay. So
then maybe
just
I can
moved
get-
that. So if you want to move that guy.
And then maybe I can move this over here. Cool.
Okay. moving meetings and grooving meetings.
Okay.
Kinds of stuff.
Okay. Now, while we're here, do you want to talk about well-being content?
Sure.
Okay. So we have...
This is a whole different Airtable.
Yes. We have one video that's ready to be posted, which is the show.
Yep.
So, unedited meeting. When do you want to post that?
The unedited meeting. I mean, I can probably finish it tonight and we could send it out tomorrow. Because I think we definitely don't want to send it on Wednesday.
Let's send it Tuesday. I don't want to have to given everything else we have today, to rush to like get a blog post, blah, 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 you know, all that stuff. So let's send it Tuesday.
Okay.
And then maybe something Friday. It's going to be a slow week because people are traveling and stuff. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think like we don't need to show.
Here's
Post.
This is a real question
Email.
that I have. I don't know if this video is going to be that helpful for people.
Oh, well, I mean, I think the point of some of these videos is not necessarily that they all need to be helpful and more just like a real look at what we're doing and what it takes.
I know, but I like that. I like that when there's at least something that someone else can apply to their own business. I just feel like this was a lot of like us uncertainty and us entering stuff into our calendar.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm just saying, do you feel strongly the other way?
I mean, it's just like the reason why last week we started talking about all these meetings and recording them and doing it was so that we would have content to be sending out, so that people could be like keeping up with content and we could be having things to send people, since we don't have things necessarily right as like posts and other things, since we have less time for that.
Right.
So this is more of just like, we're doing this, let's go ahead and record it. It doesn't take that much extra effort to record it.
Right.
It does take me time to edit, but it's extra content.
Yeah, but my point on that front was like, we're already doing these things anyway, but I meant that for topics where it's like we're actually having forward progress, not like a status meeting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I just think it's interesting. Like, I think you would watch this if someone else recorded their status meeting of what they were doing, and I would probably watch it, but no one really does this type of stuff.
Okay.
Maybe because it's boring. I don't know.
What?
I just feel like you're checked out of this.
I am, only because well, number one, this is not the meeting that I was prepared for. So I just want that on record.
Which is also just hilarious to me. And I think everyone else would really enjoy that.
Yeah. So that's part of it, is that I just like wasn't prepared for this. But the second thing is because I wasn't prepared, I don't feel like I was delivering as much value as I normally like to deliver.
Yeah, and again, I think this was a less value-driven, unedited meeting and more of a like, look into, we're working, this is how we set things up, this is what we're doing, this is how we're making decisions based on, we have all this work ahead of us, how do we decide to change that and do that? Like, I think you see that as not very valuable for someone because it's not a direct, practical thing they can do. Mm-hmm. Whereas I see it's valuable because for me, if I was watching this, it would be like, oh, hey, look, these two idiots also run into these same problems that I do.
Right.
That makes me feel better about myself. I don't have to, spend 360 hours on posts. I can instead go, you know what, that's not worth my time right now. I need to change and do that.
Okay, you've sold me.
Woo!
Great pitch, babe.
Did it.
I checked out and I checked back in.
You really did have a moment there where you were like, I just go ahead and stop it, Just,
You always know when I'm doing that too, where you're like, where did you just go?
Yeah. No, you lay down. Not with
okay, so then now I'm changing my tune because I'm like, well, are people even going to be checking their email on Tuesday? Because it's the day before.
Oh gosh, wow, you're questioning everything, huh?
Existential crisis here.
Yeah, no, we'll still send the email on Tuesday, it's fine.
Whoa, we're not going to nudge people.
Hey, lay down.
Okay, Tuesday, and then we'll send the other one on Friday.
What other one?
This one.
This one.
Yeah.
Got it, sure.
Okay, content migration update. Is there anything else that we're working on this week that we feel like we could put into a post form and have it be valuable? What's our calendar look like?
Well, so we're recording a meeting about
The
newsletter design, email plan, content calendar creation.
Okay.
But
So
here's,
words
yeah.
and the workflows, but we could do that next week. So
Well,
we could.
One of the things that I've wanted to do that we haven't done yet was to basically invite people to like join us and do a work session live. And so it would just be flipping on YouTube live. It would be letting everyone know. So like, let's say in the 2 emails that we send this coming week, we say
Next week.
Oh no, we're gonna be gone.
We say, join us in Mexico to talk newsletters.
That backfired. So when we get back,
We'll do that.
what I wanted to do, the idea was I wanted to have something for us to be working on where it's not us talking the entire time, it's us actually doing work. So like creating a content calendar, getting that set up. You would be designing a newsletter. We might be talking, but it's like, all right, we have 1 hour to work on this. Everyone else can join us in doing something themselves for 1 hour. And it's just like a little co-work environment, virtual co-work.
Well, we could push that to Friday, and then we could have that be on Friday.
Yeah,
no one wants to do that
Yeah,
on
I don't
Friday.
want to do that this week.
Okay.
Plus, if I want to do it, hey, stop, man, stop. If I want to do it, I want to give people some heads up so they know that it's coming.
But I really want to get the workflows done, and we have to get the newsletter thing done before the workflows.
All right, well, screw it. Then everyone can just deal.
Well, I'm sure there will be another opportunity to do that when we get back. So.
Okay. So content-wise, you're asking me what other content that we have going on?
That's it.
Yeah, that's really it.
So-
Unless you
so-
wanted to write something about how we're setting up our workflows in like,
Well, I probably do, but I don't want to rush to do that before we go to, you know what I mean?
right.
Especially when we already have something going out on Tuesday and Friday. So I'm sure I will write things about that, but let's just plan to have that go up maybe the week that we're gone, next week. So then I would have to write it this week. Ugh. I wish I could clone myself.
Why can't you?
Okay. Question. Are we sending out any content while we're gone?
I don't think so. I don't see any reason to.
Okay. Then
I think we send out an email on that Monday saying
we're doing
we're on
this.
vacation.
Okay. So nothing.
Which I think is now our second vacation during building Wandering Aimfully.
What was our other one? That was
I know.
family trip.
Well, yeah, I know it, but we didn't do anything that
Yeah.
week, which is
so
kind of
far
funny.
we're not big on launching stuff. Real big on vacationing during launching stuff.
Yeah.
Now we hope that you guys know that it's just you can't put your whole life on hold while you're building something, and you have to take breaks.
See, you said there wasn't going to be any value, and you just dropped some value hammer.
Did you guys feel that? That's the value hammer coming down on your heads. God, it got violent. I didn't mean for it to get violent.
Wow.
This is why we test the audio with my cackle laugh.
You're going to get a letter from the SEC. The Southeastern Conference.
The SEC?
Yeah. Down.
The Securities and Exchanges Commission?
Yeah, that too.
The Soap and Elephants Conglomerate? Those are the only 2 S and E words that came into my brain.
All right, it's devolving. It's devolving, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. We're at the
Check
end.
it back out. Okay, so Monday,
Tuesday. Yep.
and then Friday, this
This video?
video.
2 unedited meetings in a week, huh?
Yeah,
I guess.
back to back. You already convinced me this is valuable.
Yep.
Then we're on vacation.
Yep.
Then we'll probably do a newsletter post, and then we'll probably do a workflows post.
Yeah, with our newsletter strategy laid out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm
And
checking
that'll be the
out.
following week. What?
Now I'm checking out.
No, come back. Okay, so then that'll be probably, let's say, like Monday the.
I mean, it's not going to.
No, because that no.
When we have to
So it'll be
make
like
it.
Wednesday
Yeah.
and Friday. How's that?
Cool.
Okay. That's loose, but we'll just try to aim for that.
All right.
right,
And then
guys.
maybe weekly check-in
We all do
videos
this
will happen
together.
again at some point, or we're not doing those
yeah,
anymore.
we just no, we got to do those.
Well, that was more just because you made me feel like those weren't important. I got that feeling from you.
They are important. I love it.
I got the feeling from you that you weren't enjoying them. And it's probably because I brought a
you
watermelon to the last one.
You said that. You said, I want to do these in a different way.
That's all I said. I didn't say I wanted to stop doing them.
I
just
didn't
said,
either.
can we
You
try like
said-
maybe a day in the life video? And then every day that we had that on the calendar to talk about it, you were like, move this day in the life meeting. And I was like, why are you saying it like that to me? I'm so fragile. And you're like, get that meeting off of my calendar. And then I was just like, stop doing that.
Get that meeting off of my calendar. I can't even do your impression of me.
No, you can. You're just not trying hard enough.
Okay. No, what happened was we were really busy on Friday and I remember having a personal day and you very smartly did not bring up the recording of the video. And I'm glad you did that, but then you're like, oh shoot, we didn't do that. And then I was like, I'm glad we didn't do that.
Yeah.
I just...
All right, well, just keep it top of mind that we may want to get back into the weekly check-in videos. If you've watched this far and you really love the weekly check-in videos and you miss them, then...
Hashtag fishing for compliments!
It's actually fishing for comments is really what it is. Because I just want you to leave a comment on YouTube here on this video.
It's really you wanting to be complimentary though.
I just want to know if you actually enjoyed them. If you really enjoyed those videos, if you want them to keep going, then we'll keep doing them. But if I don't know, then I'm just like...
Fishing for compliments. It really fits nicely together.
Yeah, soap and elephants.
It's like the old soap and elephant conglomerate, folks. Okay, got that done. We will start doing those again. We will not do, do you want to do one this upcoming week? In which case we need to move content migration update to Thursday and then Friday. That's 3 videos in 1 week.
No, I feel like if anything, we do the weekly check-in video this week and we do the content meeting
update
later on.
Whoa, you're going to be watching this when we are already back from Mexico. It's like we have a time machine.
You're just so good at time
Remember
stuff.
It's like when the Bucket List family, like they're doing their thing and we were trying to figure out like, when did they film this? Was this now?
that?
Was this later? How was this?
But they didn't acknowledge it. They just went with it and then they let you figure it out.
I don't know.
I know you don't know.
Okay, so great idea. So I'm gonna change this date until...
So yeah, please still leave a comment if you want us to make those videos. We're gonna make one this week anyway. So
how about that?
Okay. Which I'll probably ask in this one this week. So then I'm saying this like, oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh gosh.
I know.
So cut this out of that one.
No. I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
And by we, I mean me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we think this was valuable at all?
And circle back around, which means, ladies and gentlemen, meeting is adjourned. Thanks so much for watching another unedited meeting. We don't know if you got any value from this at all, but we needed to have this meeting.
Yeah. And
we had some good laughs.
Great laughs. Good times. We both checked out. We both came back.
Yeah.
And this is what the realness of doing this looks like.
It's not perfect.
It's not perfect. Sometimes you're not in a mood to get things done. Sometimes you're self-doubt city. Sometimes the train comes by. I mean, things happen.
All right, everybody. Soap and elephants, and we'll see you on the next video.